Hello.
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 Thanks for this, Steve. This is a real raw and real right now. And the invitation, so this is specifically to like 10 or 15 minutes at the very, very most, to connect with that energies. Remember the sacred moment you had and this spoken word to yourself. So this is not necessarily a public raw and real. Okay.
Right.
It may
Yeah.
not be specifically for our container. Okay. So for our Earthpoint and Sacred Moments container is for us firstly to be aware that we are in Earthpoint and our awareness of our fields up and above multiple. So we're holding multiple capabilities. You know, the widening of the etheric field widens the river, remember? Okay, going down to Earthpoint deepens the river so that we're more connected with that flow and symbiotic earth divinity connection. You did a sharing last night where you had the experience, and I'm not asking you to bring the experience into the now because it's not fair to your the sacred moment back there. So I'm going to invite something a little bit different, but it's around that. So I'm just asking you just to have, without words, a quick connection to when that pop happened, right? So the words in voice presented of it will all be okay. It will all
It will be all right.
Okay, right. So just raise your energy with the awareness, not in your head. So you're expanding etheric field and being with the bigness of that when it dropped in, and let me know when that's arrived.
Okay.
Thank you. So in my case, it was the experience, right? And when the out breath. So with that experience, this is a little check-in, going back check-in. Did you immediately go into where Earthpoint was, where you were at that moment, or?
No.
No. Okay. So that's the practice. Okay. Because what we do is the minute we're aware with the awe, we're bringing it straight in. So right now we're going to do with that idea, that energy of the awe, you know, we're invoking awe from Earthpoint, increasing momentum and the amplification from a higher level. We're raising the energies inside ourselves and raying out, but we're still keeping ourselves down inside Earthpoint. The mind is empty. So you can only hear the echo of my voice as each word is finishing and fading. Is that your experience right now?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. So holding that strength of that energy and that way of being, let's sense into the future for a minute. So go out. So we're not sensing from our mind. We're going out into the field. We've got the open gesture. Be aware that you've got the little nuance, you know, not shoulders back, but you've had the little twist because your hands opened. See, that's when my hands closed. That's when my hands opened. So the ball and the socket joint opens. And then when we do that, the rib cage, the thymus gland, and all of that's able to be expanded. And we're able to have a greater sense of the future that's coming towards us. Okay. Have it connect to something that's in your life, of course, in your case around abode, because it's a risen energy. And when you receive the awe, or when we receive the awe, invite the words from the future. So it's this leading from the future that helps others have a more expanded from the depths appreciation of how they were immediately able to let go of the fight, let go of any resistance, and being able to be in the awe.
The future welcomes me.
The future welcomes me. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. So invitation to go further out. So it's not about you specifically. This is about us. There's two of us here. There's a collective. We're serving the moment that's, yes, it must serve us, of course. It serves us and something else.
The future has an enormous embrace.
Now, feel that in the body right now. So it's not something you're feeling in the future. You're feeling it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So where is the feeling right now?
Oh, down below the stomach.
Nice. Can you describe the feeling? And then be aware and even articulate if you notice that as you describe it, it might move up the body and your ability to move it down. Back down.
There's a sense of presence.
Mm.
Yeah. Beyond, way beyond the self.
There's no pressure on your mind at all. Your brain's really relaxed, beautiful.
Right.
Heart space is relaxed, body's relaxed, hands in the open gesture, the field's way, way, way. Now, with that feeling, go to the edges all around, you know, all the field, all the way, 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 and just have a sense. And if it presents for your seeing, look back on this, witnessing this moment of usness, co-sharing what's presenting.
There's a sense of the field, which is way, way out, invitationally connecting with other fields, the sharing. Yeah.
So is it still raying out from you, or were you at the edge being able to see these two beings on the screen, right? It's not the eyes, the two beings on the screen. And I'll ignore that little hand popping up. There's this sensing computing on our Zoom call. So being at the edge, bearing witness to that physical body, in my case called Julie, yours Steve, of the feeling inside. So we're not tethered to the feeling, we're raying that feeling and watch that being rayed out. And at the edges, so I'm just getting all of this forestry. That's what mine's imagery right now. There's an imagery connected and there's an elevation. There's an elevation coming up that I'm now welcoming to settle down again. As opposed to go, you know, this ray joy, settle deep inside and sending it out. It's this sense of being at the edge and observing nourishment in action for both of us. I can definitely hear pulsing, this beautiful calming pulsing, and the sense of the cells in this body just beautifully doing this all over. And there's some connection with the plants far and wide here as I look out the window, as well as across the etheric. And I say look out the window because that's where my greenery is. Yeah.
My sensing is of water meeting water, like ocean meeting ocean, in a calming, sharing way.
So is it like this? They just gently moving through. Yeah, beautiful. So let's hold that space with us. And just even have a prescience, this sense of a foreknowing of something coming forward from the future, not happening in the future, but coming forward from the future as a living impulse inside you right now. What's coming up?
A definite sense of something coming forward in this moment. It's very real. It's a sense of presence coming forward. An
What's
individual.
happening? Thank you.
Yeah.
What's happening in your body in response to that? Your mind's still calm.
There's sense of greeting. Yeah, greeting between two beings, me being one of them. In the sense that something is coming in that will have a wonderful impact and effect on the world, on the planet. Yeah.
And there's no threshold to cross. It's
No.
just a meeting. That lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like us to invite. I want to thank you for this. And
thank you, Julie, for opening this whole space up to do that and to allow that.
I'd like to show my hands. I'm not able to show them how I'm seeing them. Or maybe it's like a lattice. I'm looking down, whereas that was the open gesture. They just crossed over really nicely, and I noticed this lattice work emerging. So it's this weaving together, a nice lattice that all the greenery can grow over. So
then, being greenery, we make sure we call it a lattice, not a lettuce.
Exactly. There was a question emerging of what is the final piece, and this is beautiful. This is the magic of the work, taking awe inside the body and having it do the work it needs to do, being the steward and the shepherd of that work, raying it out, and then having a personal experience of joy, the personal experience of raying up, and making sure that we keep it light, we keep it keep the levity living, pardon me. So
yeah, that word, shepherding, is a beautiful word, because there's a gentleness and a guiding, not a forcing.
Yeah. And for anybody that may have a little body hit around that word, please receive it as in a pure openness. The word itself may have been abused in the innocence around that in the past. We're talking about it from your own depths and the truth of you shepherding yourself forward in communion with the powerful part deep from within. I have a sounding of a full stop. Is there anything else before we end this meeting, Steve? This recording?
Just gratefulness.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to really implore anybody who does get to see this. This is an appreciation of like souls meeting. This like souls caring for the planet. And as we both opened our energies and etheric fields, we both shared across collectively. And you would have been doing it as well at the same time. And with that, for anybody who's watching, I thank you too for arriving and doing this with us. Good. Godspeed. Bless you. And keep on playing. And you, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely the same. Yeah. And go forward with a lightness.
Yeah. Much love. Much love. Yeah, be with this stilling out breath.